Hello? Hello? I think this is better now. Hello? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna use this one for now. I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me now? Thumbs up if you can hear me. I'm using another mic. You can hear me now, yeah? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about it. I'm just gonna get rid of this mic. Since it's of no use. Yep, since it's of no use. Is that better? Is that loud enough? Finally, Tade, I hear you. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I'm gonna start by apologizing as usual. Like I was saying, welcome to the 27th episode of the Late Night Football Show. It's been a while, and I really want to apologize for the technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on with my fluffy mic, my wonderful fluffy mic. I don't know, maybe it's giving way, but I'm using a different mic now, and I'm sorry about that. Tade performing like Shaka. I'm so sorry, guys. I really am. I'm really sorry. You just moved something. Now you sound distant. Listen, I don't even know what's going on again. Listen, is it this? Because I don't think this is what is working. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave it here. To be honest with you, I'm having so many issues. I don't know why, but my broadcasting software is giving me its own issues, as well as the fact that my computer seems to have its own, screws loose as well. But listen, without further ado, like I said before, when I was mumbling to myself, I don't have much time today because I've got football training and I want to make my football training today. So I'm only going to be here for 30 minutes max, really. I've already spent the last 10 minutes dealing with my microphone, so I really want to apologize for that. Big up to you, Tony Blackwell. Big up to you, Osman Ali. I don't think I'm going to be expecting many people today because obviously the timing was a bit different. Normally it's around 8:30. People are aware that it's 8:30, but I'm going to be changing the time a little bit because it coincides with my training time. And I really want to be training. I really want to be getting my my training going because I'm very unfit, I'm very unfit. So yeah, I just want to, keep doing that, people. But listen, we're just going to talk about a few things today. Obviously, I already put them in the descriptions, but I'm just going to remind you guys what we're going to be talking about today quickly. Man City fans are getting spiritual in Nigeria. Chelsea losses and Man City wins. Will this affect the Champions League final? What is the psychology of winning and losing? Daniel Ek obviously got his bid rejected. Arsenal plan to do a clear out this summer. We're talking about the likes of Willian, Bellerin, Luiz amongst players to leave. And which players would you like to leave Arsenal as well, And last but not the least, Kane wants to leave Spurs. All right, people, listen. What's this guy saying? This show was riveting before, Tade. Your miming was on point. Do you want me to keep quiet now? Do you want me to keep quiet? You don't want to hear my voice. If you don't want to hear my voice, I'm just going to be mumbling. Oh my days, you guys make me laugh, man. I need to sort this thing out. I don't know why I had that issue. I really need to sort it out. I don't know if I can cut out the first 10 minutes of this video. I should try, to be honest. Hey, how you doing, Jonathan? What's good? Hope you are doing well. Let's move on to the next screen so that I can show you guys what I want to talk about today. Yeah, this one. That's my Jackie Chan. I love him. Listen, quickly, this is what I want to talk about today. Okay, this is what I want to talk about. Let me just take the charts off for a moment. Listen, I know you cannot see this, right? I know you guys cannot see this, but you know what? Let me zoom in a little bit on that. 1 second. Let me put it on under screen, and then you guys can actually see it. So apparently there's a Nigerian, I think he's a Man City fan, and I think it's just a meme, I think it's just a joke, but it's actually very funny. He has actually decided to open a church service for the Man City fans, and they're going to be praying heavily against Chelsea. So when I saw this on Facebook, I was like, you know what, I really need to talk about it because it's really, really funny. I mean, it's all jokes and everything, but listen, I'm just going to zoom in on it on this other screen. Let me zoom in on this, yeah? And let's see what they're actually saying on there. Let me zoom in. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm just going to zoom in on it. Nah, you guys can't see. Let's just read what's on the top there, right? So, this is a poster from a Man City fan, and I just found it very funny. I don't know if you guys are going to find it funny, but apparently he's saying, prayer, 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 plotting the downfall of Chelsea FC on the 29th of June, 2021 at Istanbul, Turkey. Apparently these guys are not up to date yet because they don't know that they're going to change, or they've changed it to Portugal. But I saw this a few days ago and I thought, I should actually share. I found it very, very funny, and it's also in a closed WhatsApp group. So apparently, in Nigeria, I'm Nigerian and we're very religious in Nigeria. People that know Nigerians know that they're very religious. You have the Muslims, you have the Christians, you have the ones that are pagans, you have different people worshiping different things on there. The traditional idol worshippers, different people, and you kind of find this very hilarious. And he actually got the names of the people wrong. I mean, take a look at this. He's talking about Fernandinho, hit him down. Kelvin, the Chelsea destroyer. Folding, instead of folding, he said folding. Small but destructive. Mahrez, free kick general. He's giving them different names, and I just found this very, very funny. And I know you guys cannot see the prayer points, but I'm going to read the prayer points out here. He said, prayer points. Lord, let Chelsea goalkeeper make mistakes that will turn Man City FC to champions on the 29th of June. The second one was, Lord, give Chelsea defenders the sleeping tablet from heaven that will enable them to lose on 29th. Do you know what this thing reminds me of? He said, Lord, give Chelsea defenders sleeping tablets from heaven that will enable them to sleep on the 29th. Can you guys remember? Let me just go to the other screen here quickly. Yeah. Can you guys remember when the Tottenham players were given drug? And they were I think some years ago. Was it 2006 or 2000? I think it was 2006. I think Chelsea were meant to, not Chelsea, sorry. Tottenham were gone in for 4th position at the expense of Arsenal, and they gave them drugs, and I think because of that they lost the game. I think they lost the game 2-1 because they all had food poisoning. Not drugs, they had food poisoning. This actually reminds me of that, and this guy actually goes on to say, I just found this very funny. I don't know if you guys find it. I just find it very funny. He said, Lord, give to the Chelsea striker spirit of Iberiberism to avoid scoring goals. In Nigeria, Iberiberism simply means give them stupidity, make them really stupid. These are all prayer points in the church. And he's gone down there to say 40 days prayers and fasting. For crying out loud. Is that how serious it's actually got into right now? I just honestly, I just found this very funny. And I just thought I should share with you. Tony Blackwell, carry on. What do you mean I should carry on? Are you saying I should carry on miming? I'm not going to carry on miming. I'm here to talk. Mark Lewis, I've had enough, Tade. Enough of what? My mental health right now. What's wrong with you, Mark Lewis? I hope everything is okay. I really hope you are fine. There's nothing I can do for you right here, but I really hope you are fine, and I hope I can entertain you. Listen, I just hope I can uplift you, really. And anything that's actually bothering you, I hope it goes away. All right? Tony Blackwell. Tade, no, your talking is all good. You said you wanted me to keep miming, You said you wanted me to keep miming and stuff. So listen, like I said before, this guy went on to say 40 days prayer and fasting. He's saying silence Chelsea from Nigerians because Chelsea fans are noisemakers, This is how football is so much fun in Nigeria. For many Nigerians that know this, football is so much fun. We enjoy football. We enjoy the banter. And these are the kind of things you get. And obviously, you can see what he said down there. He said, Pep Guardiola is the general overseer of Man City FC, and he is the Pastor Humble Okoro, Man City prayer coordinator. Chelsea fans must respect Man City fans. So this is the prayer point. So in case you're a Man City fan and you're watching this, you probably want to attend these guys' church. Listen, moving on, people. Moving on. Let's move on to more serious matters. I just thought I should, say a little bit of that funny stuff. Yeah, apparently this is the Man City fans praying. This is the church that they're attending in Nigeria. So in case you're a Man City fan and you want to pray for Man City to be able to win the Champions League, you probably want to head over to this church. You want to join Pastor Humble Okoro for the 40 days fasting and all the prayer points, the spirit of Iberiberism. In English, that is the spirit of stupidity befall all the Chelsea players. And he also wants them to be given sleeping tablets. He wants all the Chelsea players to be given sleeping tablets. I don't know if the God we serve or the God he worships answers those kind of prayers, but I just found that really, really funny. So listen, if you're a Chelsea fan, make sure you go to Pastor Humble Okoro's church, and he's going to help you, and he's going to pray that Man City wins the final against Chelsea. Listen, talking about Chelsea and Man City now. Serious talk, people. That was just to, start on a lighter mood. So obviously, Chelsea has lost games, and I think they lost one of the first recent games to Arsenal. Apparently, we've caused them to start losing games. And then they lost their following game after that. What do you guys think is going to happen to the psyche of the players? Can someone losing? What do you think is going to do to them? I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think this gives Man City an edge above Chelsea? Do you think this is the wake-up call for Chelsea? What do you guys think about this? I was reading something. I'm not much of a reader, by the way, but sometimes I'm forced to read just to get a little bit of knowledge and information. I'm more of a visual person, so reading gets me a lot tired, but compared to watching stuff, right? But sometimes I have to read because you cannot watch everything, you have to read. And I was reading something where it says, I think that was actually on Google. I came across this piece where it talks about winners, that winners succeed by understanding that they themselves determine how their lives turn out. And he's saying winners have excellent self-awareness and are able to easily empathize with others, making them very adaptable. I think what this thing is trying to say right now is winners have a lot of self-awareness. So I'm looking at Man City and I'm thinking maybe these guys are just born to be winners. We can say all we want about the players are good, blah, 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 but the fact that these players were chosen in Man City was because they probably have winners mentality in the first place. So if you have a winner's mentality, it's mainly about self-awareness, and it's also about having high self-esteem. Because the truth about the matter is, if you don't self-reflect, you can see there's a lot of self-awareness, self-esteem, self-reflection, right? For me, I believe winners self-reflect a lot. They look at the things that haven't gone right and try to improve on it. But when you have a heightened ego above what your ability is, I think you're never gonna see where you're wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that's the whole idea of the psychology behind winning and losing. So the question to you guys now is, obviously Chelsea has lost a lot of games leading to this final, right? I think they're gonna be playing another game. Is it today? To get into the final. Do you think it's going to be Chelsea? Do you think it's going to be Man City? Obviously, everyone is going to think it is Man City because they've won a lot of games recently, right? And perhaps maybe the only thing missing in their cabinet is the Champions League, right? But then again, who do you think is going to want it more on that final day? Who do you think is going to want it more? Is it Chelsea or Man City? My gut feeling tells me it is Man City. Even if I told one of my friends who's a Chelsea fan is not going to like to hear this, apparently. But it is what it is. And of course, there's a big blow to them against Leicester City in the final. Now, that is going to be playing a lot in their head. It's going to be repeating itself in their head by the time they get to the Champions League, because they've just lost the final barely a week ago. So that's probably going to be affecting them mentally. But I don't know what you guys think, really. Sentiment FC, what are you saying? What are you saying? No one has had a good home form this season. Yes, I totally agree with you on that. I think this season is one of the weirdest seasons, and I think it's because of the COVID pandemic. Apparently, this is the only season where a lot of teams rather have won more games away from home than any other Premier League season, and that just shows you how much the fans mean to the football players on the football pitch. This is why I keep saying it's always very important you support your team on the football pitch. All that booing during the game doesn't really help, and this is an evidence Sentiment. I think it's a trend for CFC mentality, midget trend. Don't allow them to hear you, man. Don't allow them to hear you. I mean, listen. Do you think it's because they were under Lampard earlier on, and it's kind of taking them time to actually switch to that winning mentality? But let's be very honest. They've got winners in that squad. They've got players that have won the Premier League before. They've got the likes of Marco Alonso, who doesn't even make the team regularly. You know, they've got the like of Azpilicueta, who has won the Premier League. So they've got players in there. They've got Kante. Kante has won the Premier League twice. They've got big players in there. You know, but then again, there is the psychology of winning and there's the psychology of losing. I think that plays a lot of a big part on, you know, on the awareness of a lot of players. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I don't know. Mark Lewis, Tade, teach me, how are you still smiling even after a loss? Okay, I'm just going to answer this question before I move on to the next thing I want to talk about, okay? Listen, first and foremost, I want people to understand something, right? Football is a sport. Football is a game. You are meant to watch, enjoy, and get angry in the heat of it, right? But I'm not going to allow football ruin my whole day. I'm not going to allow football ruin my whole week. Let's be honest, this is a job for most of the football players, right? It's a job for most of the football players. They do a job. I have things to worry. These guys are not paying me anything. They're not paying my bills. If I lose my job, I'm going to be more worried than if Arsenal loses. I'm saying that for a fact here. Okay? Yes, I love Arsenal. There's no doubt. But at the same time, I'm not getting anything from it apart from bragging rights. I'm only getting bragging rights. I'm only getting, you know, the banter, you know. Don't get me wrong, it's good to have bragging rights, but at the same time, I'm not gonna kill myself, especially when I know that if you put all your eggs in Arsenal, you are hurting yourself indirectly, because if you expect too much from this team that I'm saying, that is the wrongest step to take in this life, especially when you know how bad the team is. So my advice is for you to focus your energy on the things that matter the most. I'm not saying Arsenal don't matter, don't get me wrong, but there are more important things in your life than football. Except, of course, football is the main thing you do, or where you actually make a living or make ends meet. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's not forget, we have to have priorities. My priority is to make ends meet, try and see how I can take care of my family. That is very important. Football is my pastime. I enjoy it. It's part of my life. I've enjoyed football all my life, but at the same time, I am not getting anything much apart from bragging rights from it. That's the honest truth. Sentiment FC, Tade, you say the fans are important, but we still see garbage trash performances even when you clap for them before the game. Yes. The fact that you see garbage trash performances doesn't mean that the fans don't have an impact. They do have an impact. The fact that fans are there doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to lose. The fact that fans are there doesn't mean you're not going to win. Do you understand what I'm saying? But it helps. It changes the mood. It helps. And I have to be very honest with you guys here. Arsenal's stadium is one of the atmosphere, right, is almost like a graveyard. I'm not going to lie to you. Most of the times when I'm there, especially when you sit maybe in the East End sometimes on the topmost side, it's not, you can't compare it to almost all the away games I go to, right? The energy there is a bit flat. Sometimes when you're standing up and you're jubilating, or when you're standing up the whole game and you're cheering, everyone looks at you and like, what are you doing? And then you feel out of place, and sometimes you're just like, you know what, let me just sit down and respect myself. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes the energy there could be really, really dampening, and I don't really like that. You know, it could be really dampening sometimes, and I just feel we as Arsenal fans would really need to help. And that's part of the problem in Arsenal. You cannot compare the Arsenal fans with the Liverpool fans, for instance. Yeah? Even when I go to Burnley, even when I've gone for some games in Burnley, the atmosphere in Burnley is better than atmosphere in Arsenal. Arsenal sometimes is like a graveyard, Arsenal Stadium. I'm not going to lie to you guys. That's the honest truth. You know, and another thing is, I also noticed that the away fans, most of the times when Arsenal goes away, we away fans, right, when we get there, we're usually the loudest.
So it's almost like, imagine you had 3 or 4 times the away fans, Arsenal away fans that go for away games in Arsenal Stadium. There's going to be a big difference, a major difference to the atmosphere in Arsenal Stadium. But many of the people that come there, they're a bit too posh. It's almost like they can't get too excited. They can't stand up. They're just like, they're, drinking their coffee, doing stuff. I'm like, what the hell, man? You guys should wake up, wake up. Tony Blackwell, they have players today, but these are the same that got rid of Mourinho, Sarri, Conte, eventually Lampard. Tuchel is different. He has control, not the players. About time too. This is the thing, right? Yeah, you can say they got rid of Mourinho, they got rid of Conte, they got rid of Sarri, but all those people that you've actually mentioned, they actually won something. They actually won something in the club, apart from Lampard maybe. They actually won a trophy. Sarri won them the Europa, Mourinho won them the Premier League, Conte won them the Premier League. So yes, I know he has control, but there's always that player power. Player power is very important, and I think what normally happens is when things start going south, right? That is when the players realize that, oh, the coach is not doing this. Oh, the coach is not doing that. When you're not winning, that is when your own players start to doubt you. Do you understand what I'm saying? They start to point the finger at you. It is what it is at the end of the day. But listen, I feel players have a responsibility as well as coaches. It is what it is at the end of the day. But let's move on, people. Let's move on to... I told you guys I have a few minutes, so I need to run quickly for my training. Let's move on to what's on the screen right now, people. So Josh Kroenke, we've all seen the news saying Daniel Ek put in a bid to Josh Kroenke, and they've come out to tell him that they don't need his money. They rejected the bid, and he actually tweeted saying that they said they don't need his money. Now, the offer that he made includes that fan ownership and golden share for supporters. So the question now is, what exactly is this golden share rule? This golden share is different from the 50+1 rule that is carried out in Bundesliga. It is totally different. This is different because I think I read somewhere online where they said the golden share initiative is something that gives the fans group the power to veto other shareholders. And I think this was in the Mirror, and what the Mirror was saying is the golden share for fans will be less than 50% of the club. This is different from the 50+1 rule where you have 51%. Yeah? This you have less than 50%, but the difference is you have veto. You have a huge power to help drive the direction of the club. In other words, you can decide. You have the veto. You have constitutional right to vote against something that the owner decides, and that's the difference. But the truth about the matter is, I don't know how this is going to play out, because I've said it before. Like, yes, you want to give fans power, but I'm going to stand here and tell you that you need to be careful what you give the fans, because many of we fans were just emotional at best. I keep saying it, and I'm going to say it again. Many of us are emotional. We don't know a lot about how to run a company. We don't know anything. The only thing we know, most of us, is win. And if you leave it to the fans are gonna spend the whole 500 million and totally forget that they need to pay the players. At the end of the day, the company goes bankrupt. Look at Schalke. Schalke is fully run by fans. And what I'm hearing now is that financially they are down. They are now relegated, or they're getting relegated. I don't even know if they're either relegated or they're getting relegated. I don't know. But it is what it is. We need to be careful what we wish for. We fans, we always say we want to win and all that, but you also need to look at the economic side of things. You need to look at the balance sheet. You need to look at how you can keep the company afloat. So it's quite important as well, Oh, yeah, Osman Ali. So Chelsea versus Leicester is on, yeah? Yeah, I'm going to be missing that game because obviously I'm going to be going for my football training, so I'm going to be missing that game. Sentiment FC, the core of Chelsea has definitely changed since Sarri. Has it? Yeah, a few players have left, but the midfield is still more or less similar to what Sarri had. The midfield of Kante, the midfield of Jorginho, the midfield of Kovacic is still there. All those guys played under Sarri. So I don't know if the total core has actually gone. Tony Blackwell, Tade, Daniel, that seemed like a gimmick. If he bought the club, what money would he have left? Plus, he said they turned him down, but he hasn't gone back in with a bigger offer. Well, it could be a gimmick, and he could also be telling us the truth. We are never gonna know. But what he's come out to say is that he actually put in, a bid. So we're only gonna go by what he said. But the truth about the matter is, do you really think Kroenke is even gonna sell? And I'm hearing that his net worth, this guy's net worth, Daniel X net worth is 3.5. So if the Kroenkes are holding out for 2 billion, I don't know where he's gonna get the money. Obviously, he's probably gonna maybe take a loan or something. Sentiments, Vito, thanks a lot for the spelling. I really appreciate your spelling, teacher. Listen, let's move over to the next. Now, I've got 2 more things to talk about quickly because I really need to run, people. So apparently, Arsenal are looking to a clear out, and this guy on the screen has started leading the clear out because he himself is come to an agreement with Arsenal to not sign a new contract. From the press conference I'm seeing today, Arteta said they've had the conversation and they came to the conclusion. Obviously, when you hear things like that where they say, oh, they've had a conversation with this player and they've come to a conclusion, you know what they're trying to tell you, that they told him they're not going to offer him a contract. But what the reports are saying is he's saying he's not going to sign a new contract. I'm not sure about that. I think they've told him that, listen, we'll have to let you go. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to sign a new contract, But listen, good luck to you, David Luiz. You won an FA Cup. Just 2 seasons that you've been here, you won an FA Cup. Good on you, man. Good on you, and I wish you best of luck going forward. The next person we're going to talk about is Willian. Apparently, people have been saying that Willian is set to leave. There's been different reports saying he's set to leave. But this guy still has 2 years on his contract, people. 2 years on his contract. And what the likes of Fabrizio, because Fabrizio is someone that people really, really believe. I believe him as well because he always gives kind of legit news. Fabrizio is saying that there's interest from European clubs and from the MLS. I think this was on his tweet, and he's saying Inter Miami, who is David Beckham's team, wanted him last summer, and right now they're saying Arsenal are waiting for new bids from different clubs, including MLS. So they're just waiting on the bids. So it's obvious that there's no formal bid for him yet, but they're hoping people are going to come in and bid. So I think they're ready to get rid of him because let's be honest, he's had a very shambolic season. I think he's had about 25 matches this season. He's scored only 1 goal. I think he's had 5 assists. That's really poor, especially with a player of his pedigree, someone that has all the experience in Premier League. He's won the Champions League. Has he won the Champions League? Yeah, he's won the Champions League with Chelsea. So this is someone that I believe, we expected too much from him. And I think it's because of the expectation and the amount of money we're paying him. And with the produce we're getting from him, that is not good enough. And that player that I think, we've been talking about this for a while now, that the likes of PSG are looking for, Juventus are looking for him. I don't know how true those news are, but this is another player that I know a lot of us will want gone because he has not been very good for Arsenal. He's been mediocre at best, and for me, it seems like he thinks he's that good from my perception of him, but honestly speaking, he has not reached the heights we are expecting of a right back. Sentiment FC, pray for Willian to go take £1 or 1 million, get him out ASAP. Listen. All I can say is if he's gonna leave, I wish him best of luck. Obviously, it hasn't worked out for him here, like so many other players in life. Sometimes it doesn't work out, And let's say, for instance, if it had worked out, people would be saying, "Oh yeah, nice one, Edu, you've done very well." That's life. That's how football is. There's so many players. Even Man City. The only reason why we're not complaining is because Man City are winning. Can you guys remember when Negredo came to Man City? Negredo couldn't make it. Negredo could not make it in Man City. So there's always going to be players that sign for clubs that don't make it. It is what it is. And people are always going to point to, the coach saying it was a bad recruitment. But because Man City won the league, right, without much of Negredo's help, people didn't really point to that bad recruitment. Do you guys see where I'm coming from? People did not point to that bad recruitment, but there's always that odd, bad recruitment. There's always that bad recruitment in every team. Not every player is gonna make it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But listen, this is another player that I want to go. I don't know about you guys, but really, I don't trust him. I think I want better than what we're getting from Bellerin. So, yeah. Leno has come out to say that he's not leaving. I know someone like what's his name? Randy Viper will want Leno to leave, but Leno has come out to say he is not leaving. He's staying put. I know this is to the disappointment of a lot of people. If you think about it, we kept this guy because of Martinez, and now there's a lot of rumors saying that we need a better goalkeeper because apparently he's made some mistakes this season. He's not very good playing out the back. There's a lot of things you can point out that is not going well for Leno. But at the end of the day, right, he's our number one, and he's got 2 years left on his contract. They asked Arteta today on his press conference, and he said, listen, this guy still has a contract and he's our player. But then again, if we have an opportunity to get a better keeper, we should go for it. I'm hearing they're going back for the Brentford goalkeeper in Raya. I think it's Raya, David Raya. I think we went for him during the summer, and I'm hearing we're going for him again because then we went for him and we also went for Matt Ryan. Apparently Matt Ryan came on loan. But David Raya is another goalkeeper who's been able to keep Brentford on the top of the championship this season. So listen, but he's not going, he's staying, so you guys should live with it if you don't like him. Sentiment was trash for the past 3 years. Pedro was starting ahead of him. He plays in the Serie A with Mkhitaryan. Who are you talking about? Who exactly are you talking about? Akuma. Yes, brother. What's good, man? Are you taking calls? I was gonna take calls, but I can't take call anymore because, okay, you know what? Maybe after this hurricane, I should be able to take. I should be able to speak to you, and then I'll have to call it a day because I have got training today and I need to run. So yes, Akuma, you can come into the waiting room if you are still interested in talking. As soon as I talk about this now, I'll pick your call and then I will have to run. It's a very short one today. Unfortunately, I normally do this 8:30, but I have to do it earlier today. Hey, Amma, what's up, man? What's good? How you doing? This is the first time. I'm not familiar with this name. This is the first time I'm seeing you on this channel. Thanks a lot for coming on. We have one of the best squads we ever had since we moved to the Emirates. You think so? I don't know about that, man. You think this is the best squad since we moved to the Emirates? No, I don't think so. I'll even say we have the best set of defenders and the best set of attackers we ever had since the move. I don't know about that, man. I think I'm going to agree that we have... I don't know, Amar. I don't know. The best set of... I don't know, man. I think I'm going to agree with you if you say... In terms of results, right? In terms of results, this is one of the best defensive records we've had, right? But I don't know about the individual players. I don't know what you guys think about this statement. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. Tony Blackwell, Tade, think virtually all Arsenal fans can say that the whole team needs to be totally rebuilt. These players are not going to push you forward apart from the youngsters. I totally agree. I totally agree with you on that, Tony Blackwell. I think if we had our way, we would do total overhaul. If we fans had our way, we're going to sell every single person apart from the young players. So, but we need to be realistic about the potential of that happening. It's not going to happen because it's difficult for you to be able to just sell players that are on a contract. It's difficult for people to just come in and drop the money at your will or whenever you need the money. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's that's the wish of every Arsenal fan, right? But yeah, it's almost never gonna happen. Yeah, Akuma, I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, I mean, you'd have come on. We could talk for the next 10 minutes if you wanted. I can do 10 minutes with you if you still want to come on, and we can just quickly talk. And then I'll have to run. Best of Emirates players now. No, he doesn't agree with that. Tony Blackwell, totally agree today along with the manager. You want to hear my opinion about the manager, right? I'm still going to stick to what I said. Until this guy has better players, until any coach, not just Arteta, until any coach has better players in this squad. That's the only time I'm going to judge them. Seriously. Until any coach has better players in Arsenal, that's when I'm going to judge them. I'm going to stick to that. But I don't want to get into any Arteta discussion today. But this is just my opinion. And I've said it before that I'm going to do a video. Right? Where I'm going to show you guys all the things I've been saying for the past 3 years. and I want you guys to put it into perspective. I'm going to do a compilation of most of my interviews for the last 4 years, and maybe you guys can see what I've been saying in Arsenal, and then you understand why the managers kind of get a pass for me, right? From Arsene Wenger days. I have so many. I'm still putting it together. I've been so busy with work, right? And I haven't had the time. But I'm going to put it together. I'm going to do a nice piece, right, of a video, about 10 minutes long. I'm going to share with you guys. And then you guys will see everything I've been saying for the past 4 years in Arsenal. And then you probably understand where I'm coming from. Listen, let's talk about this guy on the screen quickly. Let's talk about this guy. Harry Kane, people. Harry Kane is keen to leave Spurs. But who's going to blame him? I don't think anyone is going to blame this guy. I don't think anyone is going to blame him. He's just been awarded the Premier League Player of the Year. He's got about what? How many goals in the Premier League? 22 goals, and I think how many assists? Is it 14 assists or something? I can't remember how many assists now, but this guy has contributed about 30-something goals and assists in the Premier League. And look at where they are on the table, people. Just look at where they are on the table. I think they're 6th or 7th. That's poor. That's poor. This guy said in 2017 that he needs to win trophies. He needs to win trophies. And I think this guy is way overdue. This guy is almost looking like Van Persie now. You know, when Van Persie was doing his beats for Arsenal, whenever he's called upon, apart from his injuries, let's be honest, Van Persie's goal-to-games ratio was astonishing. It was astonishing. That's how good he was. You know, and the quality of that player. And I remember very well someone like Ibrahimovic telling Van Persie back in the days when we played them in Champions League, in that 4-3 thriller aggregate score in the Champions League. And I remember Ibrahimovic telling Van Persie that, listen, if you want to win trophy, you need to leave Arsenal. And he did just that. Everybody thinks this guy should leave Tottenham. Rivalry aside, this guy needs to leave Tottenham, and he knows. He's paid his dues. He's done his bits. He's scored his goals. He's won everything individual that he needs to win. And what is there? The Golden Boot, he's won it. Right now, he's won the Premier League Player of the Year as well. What else does he want? And in a very poor team, for that matter, he's done his bit. What else does he want him to? Do they want him to do? Do they want him to come and defend? You know, do they want him to come and defend? He's done his bits as a player. You know. Tony Blackwell, Kane will be heading to Manchester. Not sure if it's City, as Pep likes to sign young players. So United would be the choice, and they would break the bank to pay his wages. Listen, first and foremost, this guy, for me, he still has 3 to 4 years in him. If probably more. Who knows? Maybe he can actually go as far as the likes of Ronaldo, the likes of Ibrahimovic. You never know. You never really know. It's all about how you keep yourself. This guy is 27, probably going to be 28 soon. So for me, I still see him getting a good contract of, say, 4-year contract, and probably will still be performing at a high level. Because the good thing about Kane is, why I like Kane is because he doesn't depend on pace. He doesn't even have the pace. He depends on this, and he depends on his finishing. And that's one of the reasons why I like him. So unlike some other players that everything about them is pace, this guy actually knows how to score the goals. He knows how to find the net. And this season, we've seen a different dimension of his game. He's been able to go deep into the midfield to play as a playmaker. He himself and Son this season have been the best combination so far this season. You know, and rivalry aside, I respect him a lot. You know, I respect him a lot. And I don't want to bring Aubameyang into this, but most of the times when I see Aubameyang and I see him, I am forced to compare the two of them in my head and see what both of them bring onto the table. And I'm looking at someone like Harry Kane and I'm telling myself, he's a very good bowler. With someone that has 2 years left on his contract, I think his contract is supposed to end in 2024. This guy might be going for something around maybe 90 million, because obviously he's going to be leaving when his contract is not finished yet. And because of the fact that he's the England captain, he's a high-profile player. He's the best Premier League player right now. He's scoring the goals, giving the assist. Listen, they're gonna bring the bank for this in any sense, if you ask me. Anything more than 100 for me doesn't make sense. The only way anybody pays more than 100 for Harry Kane is if it brings about a lot of commercial proceeds to the football club, which might probably happen because of his status in England. You know, the sales shirts, the shirt sales, sorry. it might probably bring a lot of commercial revenues to the football club, and maybe that's one of the edges he's gonna have, you know, to actually, you know, get him a very big bumper contract, because they're gonna realize that money back. If you think about Pogba, for instance, Pogba made Man United a lot of money, and let's be honest, Pogba for me is not up to Kane's level, in my opinion, you know. So, and the fact this guy is English, he's probably gonna bring in a lot of deals to whatever club he goes to, especially if he decides to remain in England. But the question now is, do you think Kane will want to remain in England, or would he want to go out? No offense, but the track record shows that a lot of English players do not make it as much, especially in the Spanish league. Not many of them do make it. Spanish league, the Italian league, they don't really, I don't know why, but not many of them, especially the striking force, not many of them make it out of England. We've seen the likes of, you know, Owen back in the days. I don't know why, but I wish him best of luck. I wish him best of luck. Kane glasses ankle. Amar, what are you saying? Gabriel, Mari, Holding, Turney, Cedric, Luiz, etc. and Saliba, who should be here. Never had a better set of defenders in Emirates, also attackers. I think poor form just overshadows. Take care, Tade. I hear what you're saying, Amar. I hear what you're saying. Honestly speaking, I totally hear what you're saying. I think as a unit, they've been playing better defensively. I mean, let's be very honest. Arteta has a better defensive record compared to Emery and Arsene Wenger in the last 4 years. Arteta has a better. I think he's only considered about, compared to Emery, he's considered about, I think 56. I think 50 something goals, 56 goals. Emery considered about 78 goals or something like that. You know, he's actually doing it. And let's be honest, right? This season, Arsenal has the third best clean sheet this season. Arsenal. We can say all we want about our league position. We can say all we want. Everyone is angry we are in this position where we are on the table and we're losing games. But the reason we lose games is because of stupid errors. And because of those stupid errors, we maybe concede maybe just one goal. And, you know, we don't concede too many outrageous goals like the likes of Arsene Wenger did or Emery. So, for me, that's an area that we've improved on. I mean, obviously, the stats don't lie and the games we watch don't lie. You find out that defensively we're a little bit better. But there's been a trade-off. We've improved our defense, you know, and our attackers suffered. So there's been a trade-off there. Amaro, Jovinho, RVP, Wenger, Bentner, Sanchez, Ozil, Giroud, Iwobi, Pepe, Oba, Lacazette, Saka. I think even attacking wise, we have one of the best sets of players since. I don't agree with the attacking. I'm sorry, I don't agree with the attacking. I really don't agree with the attacking. Honestly speaking, I don't. I think with the likes of Jovinho, RVP, and Sanchez and Ozil, I think for me, even Giroud, I think that for me was a better attack. Pepe is overrated. I'm sorry. Lacazette has not proven it yet in the Premier League, in my opinion. Saka is just, you know, getting in there this season. I mean, no. I don't personally. I don't agree with that. I think I'm gonna go with the previous set that you mentioned there. Tony Blackwell, Tade, Brighton beating City 3-2. Wow. Yeah, I think Cancelo, yeah, they have one man down, isn't it? Cancelo was given a red card, isn't it? Thank God I don't have him in my fantasy. Wow, that's interesting. Amar, I like your context and wish you more success today. Sorry for not talking about the topic you're talking about. That's totally fine, Amar. That's totally fine. Honestly, that's totally fine. Listen, people, just a recap of everything we've talked about today, because I need to run. Obviously, I said it before, Man City fans are getting spiritual in Nigeria. So if you're a Man City fan, make sure that you attend Pastor Humble Okoro's church, and he's opened a church service so that you guys can do 40 days prayer and fasting. I don't think you're going to have 40 days before the final. I don't know why he put 40 days in the poster. Just to share the poster with you guys again. This is the poster. So if you are if you are a Man City fan and you want to go to this guy's church, there it is. He's in Nigeria, or maybe you can watch the service online, and he's gonna do a prayer for you guys to be able to win Chelsea in the final. I just found that very funny. I thought I was gonna share. Obviously, we've also talked about these are the Man City fans praying. This is the church. So if you want to attend his church, please make sure you go to his church. All Man City fans are invited. Prayer and fasting, 40 days prayer and fasting. You are gonna be praying against Chelsea and ensure that Man City wins Chelsea. And obviously we talked about the fact that Chelsea has been losing a lot of games. Do you think that's going to affect their psyche? What we talked about, the psychology of winning and losing. Do you think the fact that Man City have been winning games, apparently they are losing right now to Brighton, according to what Tony Blackwell just sent to me. But listen, do you think that's going to affect the psychology? Who do you think is going to win the game? Do you think it's going to be Man City? Do you think it's going to be Chelsea? We're all going to be watching that Champions League final, I hope. And I also talked about the fact that Daniel Ek has come out to say that the Chronicles rejected his bid and they said they don't need his money. The question now is this a gimmick? Like someone was asking in the chat, I can't remember who now. Someone was asking in the chat, is this a gimmick? Do you think it's for real? We will never know, people. We will never know. But he's come out to say that they said they don't need his money. And he actually offered, I think what he's proposing. And just before I forget, right, I'm also hearing now that the Chronicles have asked the AST, the Arsenal Supporters Trust, to have a meeting, and I think they want to also have a conversation about fan engagement. This is what I heard. This is what I saw on the news, I think today. I totally forgot about that the Arsenal Supporters Trust have been called to have a meeting with the Arsenal board. I think they want to see how they can bring in fan engagement. I think we're going to be watching this space to find out what happens in that meeting. And I also talked about a lot of players leaving. The likes of Luiz is definitely leaving Arsenal. We are hoping, many Arsenal fans are hoping Willian leaves. It's not worked out for him. I hoped it had worked out, but it's not working out for him, and people want him to leave. And I'm sure he's not going to be angry if Arsenal decides to sell him. But I'm hearing MLS wants him. Inter Miami and MLS wants him. That's David Beckham's team. And if he goes, I don't think anyone is really going to shed a tear. Listen, if you go, I wish you best of luck. Bellerin as well, everyone has been clamoring for him to leave. He's not really been doing it for us in Arsenal Football Club. He's been there far too long and he hasn't developed beyond a certain level. Yes, you can say it's injuries and all whatnot, but look, there's always excuses for these people. I don't know about that. I just think he needs to leave the football club. Leno obviously said he's not going anywhere. He's got a 2-year contract. Arteta was asked, and he said he's not going to leave because, Arteta actually said he's got a 2-year contract and he's our player. That is what Arteta said. We don't know what he means by that because obviously he said the same thing. He gave the same response when asked about Willian, that Willian has a 2-year contract and we'll see at the end of the season. So, listen, you never know with Arteta when he says some of these things. But obviously, he's not going to come out and say, yes, we want him gone, we don't like him. No manager is going to do that. So you need to be a bit more sensible about how you think. Don't take their words exactly how it comes out. You need to understand that they need to be diplomatic with how they say things. Okay? And last but not the least, Harry Kane wants to leave Arsenal Football Club. Is anyone going to blame him? Is anyone going to blame Harry Kane? I don't think anyone is going to blame Harry Kane. He has paid his dues as a football player. So listen, if I'm in his shoes, even if I'm his enemy, I'm going to tell him that, listen, man, the only way you can win anything is to get the heck out of this club. I'm sorry, but you've done all your bits. You are now like a Van Persie that has done a lot for Arsenal when he was playing, scoring goals, and a lot of people didn't like the fact he went to Manchester United. Apparently, he's come out to clear the air that he wanted to go to Juventus, but the club blocked it for some weird reason. He went to Manchester United maybe because it was a better deal. I don't know. But the point of this all, this is going to be another Van Persie if he doesn't leave. He's never going to win a trophy in Tottenham. I'm sorry, I'm saying this, and I'm blunt about it, but listen, this guy has done his bits. He's done his bits. Jackie. Yes, people. Listen, people. I gotta go. I've got football training, people. I need to keep fit. Let me just pick a few comments and I'm gonna end it right here, people. Tony Blacker, what are you saying? Tade, I know you said you're unfit, but you're running to train. How far do you have to go? Yes, I have to run, man, because I'm gaining too many stones, you see. I'm getting too many stones, man. I need to reduce my weight. You know what I'm saying? I need to reduce my weight. But it's not really far. I mean, Ipswich is a very small town. I'm just going to drive there, and then I want to go there early because I want to do like 4 or 5 laps before we start the training. I don't think the running is enough for me. I just want to do a bit more because I want to I want to drop like 4 kg and I should be fine. Right now I'm like 83 and that's a bit too much for me. I want to get back to like 79 kg. I think 83 is like, is that 12? Is that 12 stones? I'm not sure how to calculate it in stones. I think that's like 12 stones or so. I'm not good with this whole stones calculation. Sentiments. Votes are the stray bullets for Pepe. Definitely not overrated. He's underappreciated and overpriced due to Raul tax per envelope. His stats per minute are top for how many sub appearances he has. You can talk about stats and all that, but I'm talking about his gameplay. Sentiment. Sometimes stats are deceiving. Sentiment. Let's be very honest. Stats are deceiving. You see the way this guy plays sometimes, and you expect better. His decision making sometimes. I don't know. I'm gonna explain it, man. I hear what you're saying about underappreciating. I don't think we're underappreciating him, in my opinion. I think we're expecting more from him. Do you know what I mean? We're expecting more from him. And you said it's overpriced. Yes, he's definitely overpriced. Definitely overpriced, in my opinion. And your opinion as well. I agree with you on that, you know. But I don't know, sentiment. I don't know, man. Sakaya, my brother. How you day now? How you day? You want to give me small jollof? You know, jollof. Sentiments. KSC fan meeting is just a copy of what Ek already done without ownership. Yeah, we'll wait to see, right? We'll wait to see. We'll wait to see what comes out of that meeting. But that's what I heard, that he wants to meet with the Arsenal Supporters Trust. Hopefully something good comes out of that. Sentiment. Van Persie, aka Van Pegan, did nothing for Arsenal. He helped the physio more time. Come on now. Come on. I know you're just... Come on. He did something, man. He did. He's so good. Van Persie is really, really good. He's a top lad. Come on. You can say all you want about his injuries, but if you look at his goals to appearance ratios, come on. He did his bit. And I'm not one of those fans that got angry because he went to Man United. I keep saying this thing. Like someone asked me, I think Luiz was asking me earlier on about how do I keep smiling. We seem to forget this is a job. You can talk about loyalty. You can talk about it's a job. Once this club are done with you, they will get rid of you. So why not a player? Why not a player? Once the club is done with you, that's it. They get rid of you. And if the player is not playing well, we are the fans that will be saying they should sell him. So let's stop playing double standards, you know? Let's stop playing double standards. Tony Blackwell, Tade, good to see you again. Seems it's been a while. Hope to see you again. Take care and enjoy training tonight. Thanks a lot, Tony Blackwell. Thanks a lot, Tony Blackwell. I'm going to take a few more comments and I'm going to be out of here. Sentiment FC 83 is like 13 to 14 stone. Is it? Okay, I'm getting my calculation. I thought it was 12. I don't know the difference. I'll have to check. Whenever I want to convert from kg to stones, I need to check Google. Mark Lewis, Xhaka or Coquelin? I definitely preferred Coquelin. I know a lot of people be like, what are you saying? I did. I really did. I really prefer Coquelin. Do you know why I prefer Coquelin? Coquelin's job is to defend and tackle and give the ball to someone that makes something happen. That is what we're lacking in Arsenal. We don't have that person that is going to be industrious enough to put in the tackles, get the ball, do the rough play, and just release the ball to who is going to push the ball forward. We lacked that player in Coquelin. In my opinion, he worked very well when he was partnering with the likes of, what's this guy's name? Cazorla. It worked perfectly with him. I think we're lacking that player, and it's very important we get such a player back into the squad. And obviously, Mr. Wenger went for Xhaka instead of Kante. That's one of the things that I really disliked about Arsene Wenger's decisions sometimes. Honestly, I do. Sentiments, you expect more of Pepe because he cost 72 million. He's definitely a 30 to 40 million player. Definitely. Mark Lewis, Ramsey or Wilshere? That's a tough one. Both of them have their weaknesses and both of them have their strengths. The only reason I'm going to go for Ramsey right now is because I think Ramsey has goals in him. But if you ask me, and I know a lot of people are going to crucify me for this. If you ask me, did I really rate Ramsey the way many fans were rating Ramsey? I didn't. You can go to some of my old videos that I've done some years ago when I wasn't very consistent on YouTube, or you can go to my Instagram. You see some things I said about Ramsey back in the days. I didn't rate him the way people were rating him. He's a good player, but people were rating him like they were rating him as if he was as good as players in the invisible era. He wasn't. For me, he wasn't. And yeah, I'm only going to take Ramsey ahead of Wilshere because I felt you need midfielders that can score goals. And he helps. He really helps. Wilshere doesn't get into the 18-yard box enough for me. Ramsey does, and you need those. That's the reason why Lampard is what he is today, because he always got in. He always got into the 18-yard box. So that's the reason why I'm gonna take it. Wilshere is flamboyant. Wilshere is slicky. He has some of the skills, but honestly speaking, he's not gonna help you score goals. This is my preference. I'm looking for someone that's gonna add to the attack, and not someone that's just gonna be going right. Throughout Wilshere's career, how many assists did he have? Can anyone tell me? It's not up there. How many goals did he have? It's not up there. So let's not get carried away by some of the slickiness, like Sentiment FC said. Yeah, but slickiness is not gonna win me games. I don't rate players based on the leg overs. I don't rate players based on how, aggressive they are. No, I want someone that gives me results. And for me, Ramsey gives you more results than Wilshere in terms of the number of goals and his addition. He doesn't even play penalties. Let's not forget that. And he scores a lot of goals. And if you ask me, the two of them, they're still not up there for me. You can look at Wilshere's performance against Barcelona. That was his best performance in an Arsenal shirt. He never had a better performance than that. Let's be real to ourselves. Wilshere didn't have a better performance than what he did against Barcelona. True or false? Can someone correct me if I'm wrong? True or false? Sentiment. He did more for United than he ever did for us. He used us for medical insurance. He's just having a go at you're having a go at Van Persie. Anyway, listen guys, I need to run. I really need to run. I need to run. Listen people, thanks a lot every single person that's come on here. Tony Blackwell, Sentiment FC, Mark Luiz, Sekaya, my guy, how you doing? Who else have I not mentioned? I'm not sure. I think I've mentioned every single person that and is it Amara? I think. Is it Amara? Or I think it's Amara. I can't remember your name now. It starts with an A. Big up to you. You know who I'm talking about. Osman Ali, I thought you left, man. Tade, you're missing the Timo Werner comedy. Timo Werner, man. Look, we're gonna talk about Timo Werner in that video, because honestly, that guy, he needs to wake up, man. I think he's lost his confidence. All right, people, I need to go. I really need to go. Listen, people, it's your boy here, the Blunt Point Lovers with Lovers, Haters with Haters. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for the post-match analysis. A quick one between Crystal Palace and Arsenal. I'll be seeing you guys soon. I need to run. I am late. I don't want my coach to kill me. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care, people, and bye.